Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your beer.
Keep following the leader.
Oh my God.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
What does the optimal relationship look like in terms of positive and negative emotion? You might say, well, utopia, nothing but positive interaction. It's like, no. Imagine you get people to code the interactions they have with their partner during the day. You know, you sample it. You say, was that interaction positive or negative? And then what you're trying to do is predict the longevity of the relationship. Okay, so here's the data. If it falls under 5 positive interactions to 1 negative interaction, the relationship doesn't continue. Fair enough. Too much negative. That's easy to understand. If it exceeds 11 positive to 1 negative, the relationship doesn't last. Why? No challenge, right? What do you want from your partner? Bliss? No, you don't. You want periods of peace punctuated by a good fight. And that because that means you respect them, means you have something to offer each other, and it means that you're both growing. And so you don't want the fight to be too dramatic because, well, then you retreat, you can't settle it. But the person that you can completely map and who only does positive things for you, it's like, A, you don't know that person. B, they're not communicating with you, nor you with them. Maybe they're just subordinating themselves to you or you to them. And you're not growing.
Oh, you thought because it's Tuesday that I'm not going to show up and slap you upside your dome piece with another riveting conversation? Wrong. Of course I'm going to do this.
I mean, you chose violence just opening up with Jordan Peterson. Like,
of course. He's controversial.
Yeah, controversial.
But he makes a great point.
He does.
Relationship is too peaceful, too loving, too everything you want. You tend to not appreciate it. You tend to push back.
Yeah.
Bored.
Yeah, just not stimulating.
And there's no challenge. There's what he said.
Yeah.
So I guess
he's too nice. He's a good guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my homeboy. You already know who he is. He is an author on relationship discussions such as these. He has several books, but he's also a pretty acclaimed chef.
Acclaimed. That's what's up.
I got to give credit
Appreciate that, Zoe.
to where credit is due. The brother is a rising celebrity, both in the relationship talk area as well as the confectionery mastery that he has exhibited on numerous occasions. He has rejoined the voice of reason tonight.
I'm back.
Because we got a great topic.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is, people are sending me topics every day. Everybody is emailing, IG, all kind of stuff. So when I find one that I think has some legs, like this one, what do you really want from your significant other? Why do you want to be in a relationship? Why do you want a relationship? Do you want a relationship? Why do you want them as a friend? Why do you want to hold on to them? What do you want?
Yeah.
And what I started to realize is a lot of people are very unsure as to exactly what they want. What do you really want from your significant other? How well thought out is your plan for being in a relationship? Do you know most people haven't thought about it?
Nah. Most people go into relationships like most people go into grocery stores. With no plan. No list.
They don't have a list with them.
They just picking up stuff that look good. That's how you end up with frozen orange juice, burritos, and peanut butter in your basket.
God, like food that don't match.
They don't match.
Like,
but if you look at your relationships look just like your basket.
Right.
Just ridiculous.
You got peanut butter and jelly, but no bread.
But no bread. Yeah.
You got cereal,
no milk.
but no milk.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, you got milk knowing you lactose intolerant.
Do you know what you want? I mean, listen, God will give you whatever you ask for.
Absolutely.
And I had to tell this youngster in the shop the other day, I said, God gives you exactly what you want now.
Yeah.
You just need to be careful with what you're asking for. You need to know what you want.
Right.
And I said, because listen, God will give you stuff just to show you didn't want very much for yourself.
Right.
This is what you want? This right here?
Okay.
Here you go. So how do we cultivate an understanding not only of just what we want, because you get into this weird space of desires, right? And I want to be able to fulfill all my desires. Well, okay, I get it. Sometimes you got to burn through some desires to understand that those really didn't.
Yeah, I didn't want that at all.
I didn't really want that, right? But sometimes you got to go through it to get to that point. My question to Tony Massey: how do we get to a point where we understand that what we want for ourselves is actually good for us?
That's a trick question. First of all, I don't think anybody should get what they want. I think you should get what you deserve.
Oh,
I think we should start there.
Here we go.
No, I'm saying if we start there, then there won't be so much excess. I think as people, as humans, as human beings, we are occupying the world based on desire instead of need or what we deserve. If everyone got what they deserved,
right,
then there would be abundance.
So already in the chat room, people are saying, "Oh, here he go." Oh,
y'all know I ain't lying.
Here he go.
Come on
that
now.
Virgo strong.
I'm saying, no. How many times have you? Okay, the people listening. How many times has a friend come to you complaining about something that they asked for, but didn't deserve? Right? Didn't put forth the effort to receive it. It was given to them. They called it a blessing at first, and now they're calling it a curse. If you were only reserved for what you deserve, I think people would be a lot more satiated. I don't know about happy.
No,
but
they would not be satiated.
I think so. I think so. I really do. Because what you want is basically an amalgamation of what you either didn't get or thought you wanted.
So when we walk into a relationship, Tony, don't we have to have a clear mind as to exactly what it is we want?
No. Because we wouldn't be in the relationship then, Zoe.
Okay, how should we walk into it, Tony?
I think we should walk into it with an open mind, understanding that whatever we get has to be aligned with what we need, what we deserve, and then hopefully what we will. You know the 80-20 rule. I like that rule, but I think that it's skewed. I think that what you get is 20% of what you want, 80% of what you actually need, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes the problem we have is that when we're faced with what we're asked for, that's where the conflict comes into play. That those little things that person does in the first 3 months of the relationship become the deal breaker in the last 6 months of the relationship.
Ooh, why?
Right?
How so?
Because I thought I wanted this. I thought this was cute.
I really don't have an idea of what I want.
I have no idea what I want. Because if I knew what I wanted, if I could really hone down to what I wanted, I wouldn't want you.
Come on.
I just wouldn't.
Come on.
I would want something that was better for me, but not. It'd be pleasing to my soul, but not my eyes. It would be nourishment for my heart, but not my hands. I mean, let's be honest. Everything that I've ever really wanted looks nothing like what I say I want. I put all of these superficial, decorative things on what I say I want, and it's keeping me from what I really want. Because what I really want is a partner. What I really want is somebody I can vibe with. I can really,
somebody that loves me completely.
Loves all of me. And someone who I'm able to love all of as well.
Right.
But instead, what I go looking for is what I think I want. And then I have to sit there and be with it. Wow. And that becomes problematic.
What do you really want from your significant other? My brother Tony Massey is in here cooking with the rarest avocado oil. Again, how well thought out is your plan for being in an intimate relationship? These are some heavy questions I got lined up here. I want to know if you're brave enough to call in, all right, and share your story. Do you know what you want from your significant other? Do you know if you actually want to be in an intimate relationship? Are you clear about it? Or are relationships too drama-filled, too emotionally tumultuous? Like, do you know what you want? I mean, you're the captain of your own soul.
Yeah.
You should know what's best for you. And do you find yourself choosing the wrong person all the time?
Do you find yourself allowing to be chosen by the wrong person all the time? That's another question.
Bada bing. We want to know, do you know what you want from intimate relationships? When we come forward, the voice of reason will be opening the phone lines. I got more questions from my brother Tony Massey. I've got more information. We've got a lot to talk about. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
All I need is one mic.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As black folk, we know how to face tragedy and not fall into despair. And yet sometimes the points of pain are felt so acutely, especially when we know full well that we're being treated unfairly by our so-called justice system that at times appears to be anything but just. After more than 30 years of public service, Mark Willie Thomas is set to be sentenced on Monday, August 21st for his conviction on bribery and conspiracy in a federal corruption trial. As you well know, Willie Thomas was found not guilty on 12 of the 19 counts the feds brought against him. This is not your typical corruption case. No lavish trips, no victim, no cash in a brown bag or stashed away in a freezer, no illegal contributions from a wealthy donor, no money received by the accused, no use of taxpayer dollars. There is therefore no need to incarcerate Ridley Thomas to protect the community. Indeed, the probation department has recommended a mere 18-month sentence. But the feds, they want MRT to serve 6 years. 6 years. How is that fair? This happens far too often to defendants who just happen to look a lot like you and me. First, they target you. Then they overcharge you. Then they fight to keep certain folk off the jury. Then they spend millions of your tax dollars prosecuting a victimless $100,000 criminal allegation. Then, typically, they win, and why shouldn't they? In reality, no case of the United States government against you is really a fair trial, if you feel me. Then, after they win, they ask for a sentence of more than 3 times what the probation department is recommending. Again, I ask, how is that fair? I read the federal government's summary document regarding the sentencing of MRT, and the charged language they use is both revealing and despicable. You can clearly see their disdain for the constituent community, for the black clergy who have stood with MRT, and mostly for MRT, daring to exercise his constitutional right to even go to trial to defend himself. The feds demanding a 6-year sentence in this case is their way of punishing an uppity Negro who dared to fight back. Let's hope that the judge in this case sees through this racist masquerade and delivers a sentence of time commensurate with the crime, even as MRT appeals this verdict. There are no good times to be black in America, and sometimes are worse than others. For KBLA Talk 1580, I'm Tavis Smiley. We welcome your comments.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. With this ball from a with this ball from a with this ball from a dog, I meet what? The street what? Slash, Cocoa Puff sweet what? Make you wanna eat, but not me. Yeah, eat off the plate all you want, but not D. I'm with these hoes from a distance. The instant they start to catch feelings, I start to steal and they what? Then I'm out just like a thief in the night. I sink my teeth in the bite. You thinking life, I'm thinking more like what's up tonight? Come on, ma, you know I got a wife. And even though that tight, I'm not gonna jeopardize my life. Right. So what is it you want from a what? I gave you, you gave me. What? I blazed you, you blazed me. Nothing more, nothing less. But you at my door, willing to confess that it's the best you ever test. Right. Better than all the rest. I'm like, alright, girlfriend, hold up. I gave you what you gave me, boo. A nut.
Here's the other biggest mistake, if you want to jot it down, that happens in relationship. Most people go to an intimate relationship looking to get something, and they have a bunch of expectations. And if their expectations aren't met, they're upset. And the truth is, a relationship is a place you're supposed to go to give something. But we've been all raised in different ways, and some of us have been raised to think that someone is supposed to look after, love us every single moment a certain way, whatever that way is. But the truth is, relationships are the most beautiful place on earth because, as I said the other day, what happens the minute you experience something that is really enjoyable, really beautiful, what's the first thing most of us want to do? We want to share it with somebody we love. Why? Because, jot this down, the purpose of a relationship is to magnify human emotion. The reason you want to share that experience is in sharing it becomes more in you. You can only experience so much joy, happiness, pleasure in yourself. But when you have someone that's a beloved for you and you share it, it goes to a different level.
That's legendary Tony Robbins. Did you agree with what he said?
To a certain extent. I mean,
I didn't agree with very much of it.
I guess for me, like, I have the capacity to feel a lot of joy. I don't know that there's a point where, you know, I've reached my capacity of joy, and now I need to share it with somebody else. That seems a little silly.
Yeah, and you know, relationships are the purpose of relationships are to magnify emotions.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like you just been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And you just think you could just talk your way through anything.
How do I magnify an emotion? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, I hear where he's going, but no.
Yeah.
Relations, no disrespect to Tony Robbins. He's a legend.
He is.
I want him on the show.
Yeah.
I would love to pick his brain to see what he meant by magnifying
What
emotions.
you mean by that?
But no, relationships are really about revealing oneself to themselves.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about. I don't know about, I mean, maybe it is. Let me just say, okay, Tony, you're right in that area. Maybe it is about, you know, intensifying or magnifying emotions, but I would say it's really more of a self-discovery process.
Right.
That's what relationships should be. Now, we don't figure this out until we get into our late 40s,
right,
mid 50s, 60s. We start to understand, like, oh, okay, I wasted a lot of time. Most people, like we said earlier today, don't know what they want from a relationship or from another person.
Yeah.
He did say something that I absolutely agree with. A relationship is a place where you go to give.
Right.
But the way we're designed, the way we're currently constructed,
yeah,
we go there to get something.
To the extreme of that is we will only receive from perfect people. Right.
Or people we think are
perfect. People that we have designed in our own minds.
Right.
As perfect people.
Right.
So imagine I'm here to receive, but you have to be suitable for me to receive from you.
Ooh.
I bring nothing with me. I'm only here to get, but I only will receive from someone who I feel meets the standard for what I want.
You not good enough to give to me.
Exactly. That is ridiculous.
Oh, Lord.
That is ridiculous. I offer you nothing in return. Nothing tangible.
You're not on my level to be trying to give me something.
Right. It reminds me of the time where I was in San Francisco and brother on the street, hey, you got any spare change? And I gave him spare change. My man looked at the coins in my hand, in his hand, gave it back to me and said, "Nah, I'm good."
This is not what I'm looking for. This ain't on the level
that wasn't
of what I want to receive.
You didn't meet my expectations.
Lord have mercy. Here we go. Are you saying people do that in relationships?
Yes. People come into relationships or you talk to somebody who's single who doesn't want to be single. And they will use language that will make you believe that they have surrendered and jettisoned all of the superficial stuff that has kept them out of a good relationship. Or the person that goes to the point where prayer, Lord, send me a good man. All I want is a man. Can I just get a man that basic characteristic. And then that man comes along.
And you're basic. What are you doing here?
Right. This is what you asked for, right? So we enter into this space claiming to know what we want, and then it shows up, and all of a sudden it doesn't meet our criteria. And then with righteous indignation say, well, don't I have the right to have preferences? You do. But you also, but you don't have the right to have your preferences met. That's not how that works.
Can we simply say this? God is never going to give you any relational counterpart that you didn't earn.
I believe that wholeheartedly. I do. Because here's the thing. If in blessing me, God has to curse someone else, that's not a benevolent God. If we truly live in a world of abundance, which is what we're led to believe, then I should not have to take from one person to give to someone else. So if I've done the work and I know what I want and what I receive is broken, but it's on me to fix it, or it's on me to be tolerant, during the process of it being fixed.
Tony's not gonna do
I'm
it.
not gonna do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a caller in here. Y'all know how Tony is. Y'all know he's legend for it. Mimi from Jacksonville, Florida. Get in here.
Hey, Zoe. Hey, everyone.
What up, Mimi? How are you?
I'm doing well.
Okay. I know you can see Tony right now, so there's a little extra on your vocals.
Sultry voice.
I can't see Tony, but hey, Tony.
Hey.
What are your thoughts?
Hey, Tony. Hey.
What are your thoughts about tonight's topic? Like, do you know what you want? Do you know who you want? Do you know what you want from the relationship? Or does that change? Is it fleeting? Is it ephemeral? Does it go away? You wanted it one day, and then once you got it, you don't want it. What are your thoughts?
I think it goes up and down. I don't know why. Why do I say these things? I don't know. Honestly, I wasn't trying. That just came out. But I think it fluctuates. Better word. But I think my answer is similar to what I said last night with your topic. I am at a place in my life where I am positioning myself or allowing myself to be positioned into getting emotionally and spiritually naked with my partner. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly, where we are just naked with each other all the time.
Tony looks.
I mean that.
Tony looks flummoxed right now. He looks as if he has.
You didn't see last night's show, I guess. Okay.
No, I understand what you're saying, baby. I guess my question is, is that the only criteria? That level of physical and spiritual and emotional vulnerability, is that the leading criteria for your next partner?
And when we come forward, we will get her answer. Lord have mercy, Jesus. We got a lot to talk about tonight.
Baby, tell me what you want from me.
There was Brenda, Letitia, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Alicia, Teresa, Monica, Sharon, Nikki, Lisa, Veronica, Karen, Vicky, Cookies. Well, I met her in the ice cream parlor. Tanya, Diane, Lori, and Carla, Marina, Selena, Katrina, Sabrina, about 3 Kims, LaToya, Tina, Shelly, Bridget, Kathy, Rashida, Kelly, Nicole, Angel, Juanita, Stacy, Tracy, Rhonda, and Rhonda, Donna, Yolanda, Tawana, and Wanda. We're all treated fairly, but yet still, bitches is on some other shit now that I'm f***ing with you here. But I'ma keep it real. What the f*** you want from it?
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. 2 black defendants are among the 19 people facing charges with former President Donald Trump in an alleged attempt to overturn the results in the 2020 election. One is named Travion Kuti, who is a black Chicago-based publicist who used to work for black entertainer Kanye West. The other is Harrison Ford, the leader of a group called Black Voices for Trump. News outlets report Kuti and Floyd are charged with violating Georgia's RICO laws that prohibit racketeering, among other charges. Newsweek reports Floyd tried to influence the testimony of Ruby Freeman, a Fulton County election worker, before the Georgia grand jury investigation. Forbes magazine reports Kuti worked with Floyd to contact Freeman as well. Black Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis said she'll seek a trial date within 6 months. And that's the latest. I'm Esther Dillard from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Don't let a traffic accident ruin your day. Visit FixAutoUSA.com to find the nearest Fix Auto location. Their highly trained and certified technicians will have you back on the road in no time. You have a choice on who fixes your vehicle. Tell your insurance agent that you want to go to Fix Auto.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
To my hometown, my community. Some of you have known me my whole life. Do you notice anything different about the kids in the neighborhood? Ever paid attention? You might start with gifts, money, attention. These are signs. Child trafficking is happening right here in this town. So don't just watch through the window. Pay attention. Because the more we know, the more we'll all know to say no. Learn the signs to look for and how to help at no-to-say-no.com.
Have you heard about Lendistry? Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered right here in LA. Once you've started your business, Lendistry provides flexible financing options starting at $50,000 to help you access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit lendistry.com/KBLA to learn more.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs. But it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
I'm Dominique DePrima. We can all fall into the trap of mindlessly spending sometimes. I know I do it. But one tip for staying on track is when you have an impromptu purchase that comes up, try making a habit of taking a quick look at your bank account balance before you buy it. It's not just about seeing how much you have in your checking account. Just looking at your account might put the urge to make that impulse purchase into perspective and help you make better choices that'll benefit you for the long term. Whatever your financial goals, U.S. Bank Access Commitment Initiatives can help support you in reaching them. Access your financial goals at usbank.com/access. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psych Hacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is most people don't really want relationships. Most people, this means men and women, most people do not really want relationships. And as we'll see, this will go far toward explaining why both sex and relationships are at historically all-time lows, especially in younger heterosexual populations. Fewer young people than ever before are having sex, and fewer young people than ever before are entering into relationships. Why might this be the case? Well, as I said, this is because most people don't really want a relationship. Remember, relationships are the medium in which value is transacted. If you already possess the proposed value, or if you can obtain it more easily or more cheaply or more safely elsewhere, there is no need to enter into the transaction. Look at it like this. No one really wants a job. They want a job because of what a job can give them, namely money. If people could get what they wanted, money, more easily, more cheaply, or more safely elsewhere, then they probably wouldn't go looking for a job. But for the vast majority of people, a job is the only way they know to get money. So they go looking for a job. That said, they don't really want the job, they want the money. And if they had the money, they wouldn't go looking for the job. Okay, so the same basic premise holds true with respect to heterosexual relationships, especially in today's day and age. Most people don't really want a relationship. They want what the relationship can give them. And if they can get those things more easily, more cheaply, or more safely elsewhere, then we would expect them not to enter into relationships as frequently. So what do men and women want from relationships? Well, they want all kinds of things. But in general, men are trading resources, that is time, energy, attention, and money, for sexual opportunity, and women are trading sexual opportunity for resources, time, attention, energy, and money. If either sex could more easily, more cheaply, and more safely get what they wanted in places besides relationships, we should predictably see the number of relationships decline, and that's exactly what's happening. Now, there are two major culprits behind this decline in relationships, especially in the 20-something demographic: pornography and social media. And this is very...
So I had to lay it flat. So y'all can... People don't want to be with other people. You know why? Because people have come from broken homes.
Yeah.
You could have a 2-parent home and that home still be broken.
Absolutely.
Psychologically, emotionally, mentally, financially. So you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So a lot of people are skeptical of other people.
Yeah.
So it actually murks up the waters of want. Like, right. I can't really want something from you. I don't even trust you.
Right.
I don't trust me.
Right.
I come from an untrustful place. And now, all of a sudden, I'm supposed to open up and be vulnerable. Of course, I'm going to be using all types of passive-aggressive deception and lies and gaslight. I'm going to do that because that's what I know.
Right.
And you saw what he said in terms of the outcome. I'm not at work,
right?
Because I like working. I'm at work because today is payday,
right? And man, I want the small optimist in me wants to push back.
In
on that.
you?
Yeah, I said small. I qualified it.
Wow.
Okay. Wants to push back because there are people out there who are passionate about their careers. But he did say the vast majority, and I agree. I think that most people go into relationships in that same way. What's in it for me? You know, what do I get out of this? And this is where I discredit anyone who has a list that serves them only. I just your whole list is trash. If your list serves you only, your whole list is trash.
But isn't that most people?
No, it is.
You've never seen a bi-directional expectation list
I
for
have
relationships.
I've never asked anyone, what are you looking for in a relationship? And they say, an opportunity for me to fill in the blank. It's always, I'm looking for someone to give me. Right.
When have you seen a bi-directional expectations list?
Never.
Listen, this is what I would like.
Right.
But this is also a list of what I would like for you.
Most people struggle with that part. So what do you bring? Me.
Right? You listen. What?
If he give me $1, I'm gonna turn it into 2. Okay.
What do you really want from your partner? We're going to go to the phone lines in a second. Navigating the intricate terrain of healthy, intimate relationships is a profound journey that intertwines self-awareness, personal growth, and the delicate art of interpersonal dynamics. The question at hand delves into a fundamental aspect of this journey, the connection between self-understanding and the ability to discern what truly nurtures your well-being within the context of a relationship. From the perspective of psychology, a robust self-concept is central to establishing fulfilling relationships. Understanding yourself involves delving into your values, aspirations, triggers, and past experiences that shape your emotional landscape. This self-awareness empowers you to recognize patterns, identify potential pitfalls, and make conscious choices aligned with your genuine needs. Right? So that's the psychological piece. In the realm of psychiatry, though, this process resonates with the principles of cognitive integration. Developing a comprehensive understanding of your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors allow you to achieve a harmonious balance with your partner. When transposed in a relationship, this integration fosters emotional stability and resilience, enabling you to discern whether a particular dynamic or situation enhances your well-being or threatens it. Now, listen, most people ain't looking at themselves that deep.
No.
They go into the relationship, show up for me the way I need you to show up, or this ain't a situation.
Right.
Now, either I'm giving you the sex, or you giving me the money,
Right.
or I'm giving you the money and you giving me the sex. But guess what? If you're not here to satiate, right, all of my demands and desires, I don't want you.
And all of this is based on my past experiences. So these things that I'm demanding of you are not what I have discerned that you are able to give, but this list is based on what I lacked in my last relationship. So I'm gonna hold you accountable for everything I didn't get. You're gonna have to show up with it, because that's how I'm gonna judge your worthiness.
Because I don't want you.
No.
I want what you can do.
I want what Tyrone said he was, but he was unable to be. That's what I want. And this is why I was arguing with someone in the chat about me being inspirational and encouraging and all that. No, that's not my job. I am not here to prop you up. I am not here to be what you cannot be to yourself. I will be more than happy to be the choir, but I am not going to preach. I'm just not going to do it.
You got to preach your own sermon.
You got to preach your own. If you don't believe this stuff,
no, that's real.
It is. I've put myself, and I've asked people to stand in the position of being my cheerleader. But here's the thing about a cheerleader: cheerleaders don't watch the scoreboard.
No,
they cheerlead all 4 quarters, all 4 periods. It's the score is 50-0. They still talk about go team go. Your team is left.
It's over. They're focused on the routine.
Right. Now, a fan is different. A fan has an emotional attachment to the outcome of the game. A fan will go through every down, every shot with you.
Mm-hmm.
They will celebrate you and they will critique you, but they will only cheer you when you're cheer worthy, right? So I would rather have a fan than a cheerleader.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
You just got to know what you want.
Right.
You can't know what you want unless you know self.
Yes.
Many of us don't.
Oh, but
know.
that's okay. So,
what?
If I find out who I am,
then you're responsible.
I'm not only am I responsible, I'm responsible for all these bad choices that I've been making.
Yes.
So it wasn't her this whole time.
It was you.
It was me. We can't have that.
Gosh, man, philosophically speaking, the question itself elicits contemplation of the Socratic notion, right? Know thyself. Drawing from this wisdom, a healthy relationship requires introspection as well as a willingness to challenge assumptions and biases. A deep comprehension of your own desires and boundaries acts as a compass that can guide you toward partners and interactions that resonate authentically with your essence. But you gotta know it.
Yeah.
When we come forward, I promise I'm going to the phone lines. Sean from Oakland, California, Mimi from Jacksonville, y'all need to tell us what you want from a significant other.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for education as a right, not a privilege. Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science is a private, non-profit, community-founded, student-centered university committed to cultivating diverse health profession leaders who are dedicated to social justice and health equity for underserved populations. CDU does this through outstanding education, clinical service, and community engagement. Recently, Charles Drew University made history by opening only the 5th medical school at an historically black university. Congratulations, South LA, and congratulations to the dean of the medical school, Dr. Deborah Protho-Stith. CDU is now training doctors and providing $90 million in annual economic benefit to Watts and surrounding neighborhoods. To apply for medical school, get more information, or sign your child up for the Junior Doctors Saturday School program, visit cdrewu.edu. That's cdrewu.edu. At KBLA, we are dedicated to equity in education and ending healthcare apartheid, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's the realest,
legendary
that's the realest thing
Marvin.
a man has ever said.
I want you
The right way.
the right way.
Howsoever.
I want you to want me
Just like
I want you.
Right. Keep that same energy.
But if you don't want you,
Right. I don't want you either.
you listen. You're not suitable for intimate relationships.
And you know what?
If you don't want you,
that needs to be a. I'm telling you, if I ever start dating again, I'm putting that in my dating must be suitable for intimate relationships. I don't want to be the only one in love with you in this relationship.
at least come in here, and I don't mean it from a narcissistic. Come in here in a love affair with yourself.
Exactly. Make me compete with you.
Ooh.
Make me compete with you. But I feel like I'm the only one. I'm the only one that loves you. Hell, I'm trying to convince you to love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's topic, it's a heater. What do you really want from your significant other? Do you even know?
Do you know
what you want? Gosh, how well thought out is your plan for being in an intimate relationship with another work in progress? What contingency plans do you have set up in the event that conflict arises? Or how adroit are you at conflict management within your own spirit? Because I need to know what kind of tools you have been working on with yourself when you come into this relationship. And then maybe I can sit down in the toolbox for this particular interaction that you and I may have. Tone. How many times have you dated somebody and they were really close to having a really solid grasp, an understanding of who they were? How many times has it been a lot or has it been few?
The older I get, my last a couple of relationships, I really think those people were in tune with themselves. I don't know that they were always comfortable with themselves. But that's something that I've had to adjust for as well. And I'm so glad you used the term conflict management instead of conflict resolution.
Well, it's management.
Because not all conflict gets resolved.
That's right.
But it still needs to be managed. And I think that's something that I'm still learning. And as much as arrogant as I am about the healing process, I do recognize that there's so much about me that still needs to be healed, including my arrogance about the healing process.
To have an arrogance.
I do.
About the healing process.
But I mean, again,
it speaks volumes.
I dread the idea of getting back into the dating realm because I'm going to have to engage with people who not only have not done any healing work, will deny that healing work is necessary. But I think that's a vast majority of people, not just women or, that's the vast majority of people. I think people really walk around with a false sense of or the illusion that because they've endured something, like I've always said that the problem with the way we quantify or qualify strength is we look at what people can endure and not what they can avoid. I think there's more strength in avoiding things than there is enduring things.
You believe that there's more strength?
And yeah, definitely. And avoiding conflict as opposed to just enduring it? Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think it's easier. I don't think there's more strength in it.
You don't think I think you don't think a person shows more strength walking away than just sitting there in something?
Walking away from the...
Yeah. No, I don't mean avoidance as in avoiding the, what has to be addressed. I mean,
right.
I'm not going to sit here and
turning down the invitation.
Exactly. Yeah,
no, I got it.
I'm not going to be abused emotionally or physically
and just take it.
Yeah,
it takes strength to walk away from that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what
I got you, brother. I got you. Let's get some callers in here because Tony. Sometimes, Tony, Lord have mercy. When we come forward, we gonna bring some callers in. We got Shreveport, Louisiana. We got Oakland, California. We got Jacksonville, Florida. People calling from all over the country because I know they disagree with Tony on something.
That's impossible.
I mean, listen.
I'm right about most things. I just...
Gosh, Tony, but we're talking about what do you want from a significant other. We're going to find out when we come forward. It's just the fantasy of sugar to share is precious, pure and don't play with something you should cherish for life. Oh, baby. Don't you wanna
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network.